for you to understand. One we call pre-manifestation. That's where you are aware of your
every time I open one of those, they hurt my
you
head.
are radiating something that you're going to make when it gets here. And the other is wait till it gets here. And we call one post-manifestational and we call one pre-manifestational. And if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would want to get a handle on what we're offering vibrationally, which simply means you just have to understand your own. You just have to understand how you feel. And how you feel is because of this. Now, we're just going to give this to you. It's a big piece, and it's an important piece, and we're going to give it to you briefly because we know you mostly know this. But you are more than
He's gonna walk away.
You were not physical energy before you came into these bodies. And as the part of you
He was outside with his dog this morning. So the scraggly dog that be loose is their dog directly across the street. That be in the backyard. Because his dog that looked just like that dog that's back there, he not like that. He got a different collar on his neck.
That's a boy.
I thought that was.
Yeah, the one that was on the run was a girl.
You are an extension of it. You are co-creating partners with it.
That's why I knew something was different. I'm like, yeah, the boy. But they look alike. I don't know, that might be their mamas and daddies over there. That Brandon, you know.
I'll be sorry as fuck if I gave somebody a dog and I come see the dog and it look like that. People usually care
Take the
about that
dog
kind of
back.
shit. Yeah.
Utter a vibration, blast a vibration, dribble a vibration. It depends on how important it is to you.
It's like at the end of the day, it ain't that hard.
It's not that hard.
Just feed the dog.
Just feed it there. You can feed them your scraps. You literally don't even gotta go buy a dog food.
Because of the contrast you lived. Another way of saying it is
I know y'all
just
fat
became more
motherfuckers over
because
there
of the
eating every
contrast that
day.
you lived. The universe just expanded. Now you may not think it is very important because you're just having an argument with the person you live with. You might not think it's very important because you're throwing things at the television and shouting things into the atmosphere. You don't think it's that important because it just feels like little old you having a little old moment of contrast. But every bit of it matters a lot. Every bit of it is radiated and is received, and the universe expands. And most important to you, your inner being became more because of what you sifted through and decided about. But now you have a new relationship with your inner being who just became more. You ask for more money, and your inner being is now more prosperous. The vibrational essence of that which you are has just expanded. And so now your relationship with your prosperity has changed because you just once again ask for more money. The question is, what are you doing with your day-to-day thoughts?
The topic of this video is about yearning and how when you yearn for something, you basically put out the fact that you don't believe that you can have it. So you push the momentum of not having more rather than the momentum of, I know I can get it. I know it's here. It'll come when it's time.
Complaining about having enough, your inner being isn't. Are you focused upon not enough money? Your inner being isn't. The relationship that you have with your expanding inner being has to do with how much like you are in any moment in time. Are you optimistic? Your inner being is. Are you pessimistic? Your inner being isn't. Are you loving? Your inner being is. Are you hateful? Your inner being isn't. In other words, you have a responsibility to yourself, and it's really the only responsibility you have of being aware of this relationship and tending to it. And no one's watching on, no one's looking on in an attitude of you might be getting it wrong and therefore there's going to be trouble for you later. That is not how it works. The trouble is now, and it's indicated by the negative emotion that you feel. When you feel negative emotion, it means you're not up to speed with what you have just become. And because your inner being is up to speed with what you've just become, you must be moving in the direction of that, or you're going to feel the tension of pulling in opposition to what you have become. Does that make sense? Well, once you get that, then everything makes sense to you. Most of you, we love you so much, but you care about what your neighbor thinks or about what your girlfriend thinks, if you're smart.
smaller one so you don't have to take it apart. You know,
Nothing to the bag.
matching up with them in
the
your
bag of weed.
measurement of your harmony with
Mm-hmm.
another.
In my pocket.
You are neglecting your harmony with your own inner being.
Let's see the
And your
vessels.
own inner being harmony matters so much because that's the stream of your life force. It's flowing to you all the time, but when you get in discord from your inner being, you pinch off your own life force. And the first evidence of the pinching off of that life force, you can't really pinch it off. Even when you croak, it's not pinched off. You can't get discordant enough to really, but you can get discordant enough to make it really uncomfortable while you're pinching it off. And so that's as bad as it's going to get. Well, that's not really true. Negative emotion, if you've got something going on and it doesn't feel good and you don't do something that
Sharing
really needs
information. I
attention,
am opening doors for myself and others.
don't worry, it will get bigger. Attention will get bigger. It will get bigger, and the manifestations become more and more abundant and blatant about what your primary alignment or discord is with your. Look at it this way: you're and defining and deciding and launching rockets of desire, and the universal forces, the law of attraction, your inner being is carrying forth with your creation. So your creations are gathering together in this cooperative gathering. We can call it the vortex. It's a
They say
vibrational reality.
gratitude is not something you have to express. When you are filled with gratitude for all that contributes to your life, it will melt your very being.
Cooperative components with others. You have what you want to call a future experience that we want to call a present tense experience. But you don't want to call it present tense because you're not sensitive to the energy. But we want to call it present tense because we are right smack dab in the middle of everything that you've become. And once you've become it, we never let go of it. We are like a dog on a bone. We never let go of the experience or abundance that you've offered. We never let go of any piece of clarity that you're asking for. Once you ask for it, it is
Yeah,
given.
I must have dropped a few sour sauce on it.
Once you ask, it is given, but you want to quibble about that. Okay, it's given, but where I can't see it, and we say that's because it's gestating and it's in the process of becoming, and how long that gestation period takes, how long it takes for these vibrations to turn to thoughts and these thoughts to turn to things, so that you can witness the brilliance of your creation. That has to do with your alignment with it. So, if you're aligning with problems,
Hold on,
they're
what
showing up.
about?
If you're
She said
aligning
something
with things you
different.
want, they're showing up because you're sensitive to the energy. But we want to call it present tense because we are right smack dab in the middle of everything that you have become. And once you've become it, we never let go of it. We are like a dog on a bone. We never let go of the next request for abundance that you've offered. We never let go of any piece of clarity that you're asking for. Once you ask for it, it is given. Someone should write a book. Once you ask, it is given, but you want to quibble about that. Okay,
That was
it's
funny
given,
because she
but
wrote a
where
book
the hell
called
is
Ads
it?
and It Is Given.
I can't see it, and we say that's because it's gestating and it's in the process of becoming, and how long that gestation period takes, how long it takes for these vibrations to turn to thoughts and these thoughts to turn to things, so that you can witness the brilliance of your creation. That
What
has
was
to
it?
do with your alignment.
Did you hear she said that? Which one you think I'm talking
When you sit there with the alignment part.
about? But the order in which she said it though. Like, cause you know I always speak about how to reprogram the mind or how to recognize the inceptions of what is to come or what's becoming because of what you think. So I always talk about how these two are interchangeable, of course, feeling and thought, whether you develop a feeling that comes by way of something that you didn't even know happened to you or happened to a parent epigenetically, you know what I'm saying? Or you have a thought that you absorb and you take it to be as fact, and now it becomes a feeling. This is how you feel about shit. And then it becomes a vibration. And then the vibration becomes magnetic to bring in everything that you wanted to bring into fruition, or everything that you've been focusing on, period, whether you want to or not. She said it from the other aspect. It seems like she's saying it after you done all that work and you asking for it, it's already fucking there.
Yeah.
And then she said something about like vibrations become thoughts, and then thoughts become things. So then at that point, once you recognize you in alignment, you vibrating, right? Now what you think of, like every time I be telling you, I'm like, I was just thinking about that shit now.
And it pops up.
Yeah. They become things.
Yeah, and
So that's why I caught that shit. I'm like, hold on.
And that's why as soon as you got in, I explained, well, once the video was playing, I was trying to explain, like, the topic of this is about you. A lot of us be wanting shit so bad that we cut it off from happening to us. But everything that we want is here for us. That is our birthright. Abundance is our birthright. Being born into this dimension that we're in, everything that we want, but we cut that shit off by yearning and thinking that we don't have, and living in different mindsets, like a poverty mindset. And there's no reason to have none of those things, because all these things should be your quote unquote birthright.
Not to mention, unless you accept the quote unquote even that you gotta pay, that you gotta pay for everything, that's the separation that takes place. Because in your mind, you see shit, it's already readily available, but you like, damn, I wonder how much it costs. Because you know, because you done been programmed to think costs.
Like she give the example all the time. People say they want a boat, like, or just for an example, people say they want a boat. You're not supposed to say you want it. You're supposed to know you want it, put that out there in the universe, and then live life as if you already have it. Like, that's why they say, go test drive the car. Go take a picture in that car. Put that picture up and look at that picture every day. Feel that feeling. The feeling.
Tap into the magic.
Yeah,
because you could actually convince yourself that the reason why I want this boat, or supposedly desire or yearn to drive my boat again, is because I once had my boat, or I've always had this boat, but I've gotten out of the habit of, you know what I'm saying, utilizing my boat.
All right, we supposed to already believe that these things are ours, so then they just come to us. Because once, like, it's as simple as you get out of a relationship and, okay, now you know what you want. There's no way to know what you want without experiencing what you don't want. So you get out of a relationship, now you know what you want. You let that go. Like, say for instance, you write a list of, these are things that I want in my next partner. So you write a list, you let that shit go, and eventually, though, that person will literally come to you. And we don't even recognize it like that. Like, damn, I did that work.
Like, listen to this. I said, I am lucky. I am me. I am lucky. I live abundantly. All my life has come to me to prepare me for what's to become of me. Like that's basically what you saying. Like, this shit already here. And even the things that you think you going through for whatever reason, it's for that yearning that you felt. You know what I'm saying? It's slowly leading you there, or even fastly leading you there, how much, depending on how much you believe. And in the magic. And the magic is belief. Like, all of this shit is really interchangeable. And you know people are buried under that mound that's right there. That's what our ancestors used to do.
I've never even
They used to build
that.
mounds like that.
I've never seen that before.
I never paid attention to it until now.
I've never seen that.
I never paid attention to it until now
There's
either.
probably definitely something up under that mound, for sure.
And if they didn't bury people under it, they used to like pay attention to the ley lines, and they would see what energy was focused in, and so they would, you know, in turn put earth around that to mark it off, so it would be like a satellite to them to recognize, oh, hold on, this shit is raised. It ain't no little mountain or nothing. It's something that we use to mark, you know, energy signatures or whatever. But like we were saying earlier, it's the beauty of waking up and knowing that, like my grandma used to say all the time, I know I'm in my right mind. You know what I'm saying? Like we were saying the other day, people don't know when they go crazy. They don't know. It's almost like slipping away. Like, I think, you know, before a person passed away, we would like to think that they know exactly what's happening, but they probably feel like they falling asleep like normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if they conscious enough, some people do say, I don't want to fall asleep because they know they got a feeling it's the last time. Like, I'm so tired this time that I might not wake up. Like, you done been tired in your lifetime. And if you done been tired enough, you can pay attention and gauge. Like, damn, when I was this tired before I went to sleep, I didn't wake up for hours. When I was this tired and I went to sleep, I woke up like 30 minutes later. But the way I feel right now, no. Ain't no waking up. Like, and that's what's so crazy about us being. They call us human beings, but we're being more than what we can imagine at this point. Like, we're in tune with so much of our life force that you might well go, shorty. Therefore, a lot of us, it's like, we subconsciously say things that make other people be like, how did that person know that? You know what I'm saying? And it's like I said the other day, my buddy kept on saying Charlie Murphy. And he was talking about, I forgot who the fuck he was talking about. It was another Charlie Wilson. Bun B kept on saying Charlie Murphy. And I'm like, man, how you know them motherfuckers ain't up there talking about him? Or sharing stories like, yeah, shit, the rappers mess with me too. Like, them young folks, they got it. No, you good. No. Like, them young folks got it. Like, shoot, I gave them a little bit of my sauce. Even when I was down, them niggas came and picked me up. Oh, me too, bro. Like, cause that's really what the rappers was doing, and a lot of people don't talk about that. A lot of them old R&B singers had basically been robbed. You feel me? And the rappers was coming back giving them niggas bread, like, look, do this for me. Cause I always grew up listening to you. Like, come on, bro, quit playing with me. Cause that shit right there make me want to cry sometimes when you think about that shit. Like, niggas wasn't even probably even thinking, some niggas wasn't even thinking like that, just like, I got the bread, I'm finna put these niggas on. But when you think about the full circleness of that shit, and how them niggas laid the table for these niggas to come back and reach back for them, like, come on, bro. That's why I say, bro, you gotta pay attention to the things that you do and intuition. And we gonna do a course about that shit too, though, so people can understand, like, what it felt like. A moment. I had that slow down moment so many times in life to the point I try to tell people don't frustrate me. And I don't even realize that's what I be telling them. Like, don't frustrate me because I know this shit will slow down and it's not gonna be good for you. Because it's gonna feel like I'm just getting over on your motherfucking ass because you can't move as fast at certain times. And then I learned that shit. Guess why I learned that shit first? When I was playing football. Ain't going nowhere fast. That's what she said. I don't know what he said. I go up. Ain't going nowhere fast. But that whole awakening shit, I realized from my trip that it's all about being in tune, though. Excuse you. It's all about being in tune in order for you to have the awakening. Like, you gotta be at a certain space in life to be, you know, available for that. Or like I said, you gotta wait on the motherfucking alignments to come back around for it to happen by default. Cause like if you just, like say if you just healthy, you can have it happen by default.
Or if you searching for it.
That's what I was finna say. If you searching for it, the spiritual side of it is, if you searching for it, it can happen to you then too. But if you in full balance, meaning you're healthy and you're spiritually searching for it, oh man, you just put yourself in the best position for miracles and great things to happen to you. Shit, matter of fact, you will become the miracle as you will align yourself with such a vibration that will attune you to all the things in creation, to where there is no separation. You know, I remember when I was younger, I used to always say this and didn't know exactly why, but now I'm in tune with the information. I used to be like, bro, I don't gotta walk around with money in my pocket, but I know I can touch it when I need it. I can make it happen. And I knew that back then. So I say I've been tapped in. And my gift is to open that door for other people. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, I done opened that mud for myself in a multitude of different ways, whether purposefully or, you know what I'm saying, situations led up to it. Through it all, I'm grateful for the experiences. And for those who haven't tapped into it, I would say, don't be so hard on yourself. Because a lot of that is the reason why a lot of people can't tap in. Because they so hard on themselves that they can't even open themselves up enough to be able to tap in. But yeah, like you were saying, the spiritual is definitely a side or a way to tap in as well. But like we was talking about before, in order to get the alignment or the superpowers, so to speak, I would say it would require that balance. But I think you still can get it. It wouldn't be your full superpower. You know what I'm saying? It's like the best way I could explain it is, you got Batman, right? And Batman, if I remember correctly, Batman, he became a superhero by way of what happened to his parents. So he was put in a situational thing, which was like, I would say that would be physical. You know what I'm saying? A physical occurrence took place. Now, as far as people like Superman, he came from another place. You know what I'm saying? So this shit was ingrained in him. To save this planet, you know what I'm saying? Or first it was to save his planet, but he wound up being here and seeing what was going on, he wound up being here and seeing what was going on with the people. Of course, if you got that savior mentality, you gonna save, wherever you are. But going back to how, these downloads take place, I feel like if you make yourself available, then your download will take place like it's a part of you, versus now you know how to tap into this technology, because you still can. Versus tapping into the first technology, which was you and I. That's all I'm saying. Cause you do have that option. You have that option. Matter of fact, that's why we was getting this super suit. Instead, we utilized the super suit to give the super suit free reign to penetrate our spirit, instead of allowing for our spirit to be expressed through this. We be hurting our own, we be internalizing the fuck out of shit, hurting our own feelings out this motherfucker. Like, shit, I don't want to be known as a bad person. Like, nigga, you understood reincarnation, you wouldn't give no fucks about none of that shit, or stand in a bad situation too long just to fuck up. Well, not just for the fuck up, people have their reasons or whatever, but you'd be like, nigga, I can't do that. Or why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I stay in a fucked up situation, or a situation I feel like is hopeless? And even once you start thinking like that, it starts to open your mind up to the possibility that shit, hold on, maybe it's just how I was looking at the shit. Because you start realizing, damn, I got expectations for people and this shit. And you realize, hold on, be truthful with yourself. You don't got no room to have no expectations for no fucking body. Especially when you only got nothing for your damn self. Then once you get them for your damn self, you start to realize, nah, I can't expect that shit out of everybody else. No, that's the dog that's in me. The fight that's in me. You feel me?
But the dog in me.
And if it was in everybody else, what would make me unique? Shit. So at some point, you got to be grateful for who you are and who other people are too. And in that, you start to appreciate, hold on, I move like this, they move like that. The fuck? I'm not tripping on that shit.
This nigga's tripping.
No, this nigga tripping like he can't get hit.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think he can't really walk out that good. He might be homeless.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that
It's a
was.
Beamer.
Oh, it was.
BMW, yes.
You mean the BMW, yeah. But that damn sure probably wasn't no Beamer. That probably like one of their newest sport cars or some shit.
I mean, it's still a Beamer.
No, a Beamer is a certain type of car.
It's a BMW.
Yeah, it's a line of BMW like
I know.
Malibu.
Okay, well, I guess maybe y'all didn't just call BMWs Beamers, period.
Nah.
We definitely do. In Cleveland, Ohio. You'll hear somebody see one of them square babies.
I think the
328
motherfuckers, some of them is hoochies, just to be real. Like, when I think about how Kia came up, right? And I think, like, damn, why, imagine if Kia was, like, in the inception of a country or some shit, like how Germany and BMW is. You feel me? Like, BMW, like, I'm not BMW, Benz, Germany and the Benz is, right? So, I'm like, I'm guaranteeing probably when you get up, like, people even said this, when you go over to, regular people have Benzes to the point, you would be like, now what's the significance of the motherfucking shit when you come back? You'll be like, the fuck, motherfuckers making a big deal out of these goddamn cars, but the only significance is it's hiked up over here. You know, the prices or whatever.
Yeah.
But over there, I'm pretty sure it's damn near the equivalent of like how we look at Chevys and shit like that. It's like
Yeah,
we
they
grew up
police
seeing that
drive
shit.
Benzes over there.
Right.
Our police drive Chevys and we drive Chevys. They police drive Benzes and they drive Benzes.
Right. The police drive the car or the country. You know what I'm saying? The best car in the, I mean, but it still probably represents the fact that that's probably the best car in that country though.
It's from there.
Cause the police, they switch it up once they see, you know, like a newer car that's better for them. And shit, even with that, they got different cars than the ones that the majority of them drive too.
Yeah, just like we got foreigns, they got foreigns there too. Anything from America will be a foreign there. So.
No, I'm talking about the police.
Oh, not American police.
I done seen them niggas with different cars.
What, Dodge Chargers?
Oh yeah.
What other car have you seen the American police with?
She said, what, Dodge Chargers and left it alone? Shit, I done seen them motherfuckers in SUVs.
But they're still a Ford. They drive Ford, Chevy, or Dodge. That's all American police drive.
I mean, you talking about the uniform police, but I get it.
Swap?
I
Them trucks
talk
are
about police
Chevys.
in general. Like, I done seen them bitches in all the cars. Like, niggas done pulled up and raided our shit.
Yeah, undercovers, of course. Yeah, because they're undercover.
But that's what I was just saying, though. They got all kind of cars. I ain't just saying
Okay.
stick to the
You
police
right.
cars. I was just saying they got all kinds
Yeah,
of
the
cars.
police definitely has a lot where they have a Toyota Camry on that bitch that they can pull
Yeah.
up on you in, for sure.
Fuck your life up out here.
But I ain't know we was talking
But when
about
we was,
undercovers.
I brought that up because when I was a kid, that shit stuck out to me. I was like, hold on, how we getting pulled over? You know what I'm saying?
No, undercover. Well, I guess if you're doing some shit, they
No,
looking
when
for
I was
you.
a kid, yeah, like,
they must have been looking for the adult
and in
that was
different
with you.
states or different cities, like sometimes they switch them up. Like I remember when I was younger, the undercovers could pull you over. Like, and they had police cars that wasn't always marked because people would see the police cars and be like, you know what I mean, chill out. But then people would be, you know, not seeing no police cars and be wilding the fuck out. So then it might be an undercover sitting there, he'll pull your ass over and call the other police on your ass. Like, I seen that shit. It wasn't necessarily me or my parents, but I've seen undercover pull somebody over for driving reckless. They was doing some other shit, But like, bitch, you doing too much over here. Like, it is still police around just because you don't see a marked car.
I gotta hop right out.
Okay.
We can't be late no more. That lady TK gonna be working in our department for a month. She like the big boss. We can't be late for a month.
Say I'm like, okay, when you gonna stop? What?
I said, fuck her, I'll be late when I want to.
Oh,
As I'm rushing in.
right. Is that true? Nah, that's a Jeep.
I'm about to get out there. I like my change too.
Alright. Man, y'all. Man, we gotta go get the kids this morning. They act like I ain't got no light. I'm just playing. We gotta go get the tribe this morning. What the hell out not to open? Trying not to. Yeah. I woke up this morning. Is she rushed?
But I don't want to walk all the way up there and all the way around.
So, you silly. Nah, you so aggravating. I don't know what you want me to say. I was wondering, I'm like, what is dude doing, man? What are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
I'm waiting on this green light to change right now. I'm about to cross.
Alright. Man, bruh. What y'all got up this morning, man? Keep a nigga out of trouble today. Cause, I for damn sure feel like getting into some. Who off in the thing? So what's up, Better Future? For real, you got, man, that's what's up. Damn, my shit went out for 3 minutes. Shit be wildin', boy. This shit be wildin'. Alright, let's get it, y'all. But I'm basically just talking this morning about, making sure to stay in alignment with the things that's gonna keep you in tune with what's necessary to get you where you trying to go. Bitch, you gonna speed up and get your ass out the way. The fuck out the way. Fuck out the way. Overlooking the other way. Yeah, that's another reason why I do not like driving people. I just I don't though, to an extent. I would be one of those dudes that be like, shoot, yo, you can drive, let me hop in. Definitely one of them. Feel me? Like, there be too much going on the road, as well as I don't like the way I wind up acting sometimes, or different things that I'm working on that come to the surface so easily when you're driving. I wanted to try to get my dang on walk in this morning before I go through stuff today. But seems like my little ones is requesting Daddy pull up. So I'ma pull up soon as possible. Oh shit. Alright, we back. Like we never left. Like we never left. But main thing is trying to find different avenues in which to stay positive. That's what I'm basically talking about as far as the drive and shit go. I would encourage people to drive a little less if it's possible, you feel me? Which, if I take my own advice on that, probably should go back the way I just came from. One second. Is up. So we're gonna go pull up on them. See what's goody. With the little dude in the hoodie. Check on my sensei. And I think his sister is out of school too. So I'm gonna go check on my daughter as well. But yeah, man, I've been noticing we've been having some very interesting conversations, and I think it's getting to a point of, though there's been a lot of imbalance that has led to the women having to speak up, and a lot of brothers have been complaining about the imbalance of, representation as far as the things that are being spoke on, and how many people who have been victims of these things in our community. Not to say it's when we talking about, as mentioned yesterday, when we talking about an individual situation, it's not a time for us to be like, you know what, damn the individual situation. What about how it happens to all of us? No, we must address these individual situations. Then when we get to a point of bringing awareness to these type of situations, then we bring awareness to the fact that it goes both ways. Like, it happens on either end. There's males that have had this happen to them. There's females, that have this happen to them. Otherwise, it becomes a point of insensitivity or lack of tact, as a lot of the sisters was alluding to in the chat, how there's a time and a place for that. You know what I'm saying? There's a time and a place to recognize other people having these issues. And I'm actually glad to hear that from the sisters, because so often when I was growing up, I was always shown pictures of people that would always convolute the conversation, basically, get to the point of talking about multiple things at once, rather than sticking to the posed topic. So, not letting the conversation get too far left, where they're seeking to take it, and that's right too, for them to do that. Like I said, but when we get to a point of bringing awareness, we can't be insensitive to either party when it comes that way, because we'll never understand, therefore be able to find solutions to stop this type of stuff from happening in our communities, without the understanding for the other party too. I ain't saying the understanding for forgiveness or the understanding to let it slide, but understand how these people come into existence. And honestly speaking, it's a result of a lot of insensitivity they've been shown their whole life, and it tends to, lessen the understanding for boundaries, or appreciation for life. So when you think about that shit, we must keep that in mind and trying to find a solution going forward, because there's another generation that will be watching how we address this and how we deal with it. And quite frankly, going forward, that's how they would address and deal with it. So we must think about more than just us in these moments. Because the eyes of the future, our better future, is watching us. And we will have a better future if we keep these things in mind, rather than just thinking about a moment in time. I heard people say, make sure you don't reach your forever for a momentary. You feel me? Don't do something in the moment that'll cost you a lifetime of pain. So it's something to think about, man. So often when we going through pain, we can't wait to do anything to feel like, just to make us feel like we doing something. And that's really a result of how the mind works. That's why I always talk about the power of belief. But it'd be best to put your belief into something that does the rest of the work. Like you believe that you can have certain things. Therefore, when given the opportunity, you put in the rest of the work to manifest those things. Same thing when it comes to, internalizing herbs or different medicines in order to heal the body. We talking about being prepared. That's the cultivation of the environment. So therefore, sickness can't abide. No different than, cleaning your room. So therefore, rodents, bugs, or different things that you don't want living with you can't abide. So if you really don't, for my niggas in the street, because we gotta make that example too. If you really don't want no rats or no roaches around you, then there's other ways to move too. Especially when we live in a day and time where, people don't even really gotta go to work no more. You know what I'm saying? There's other ways to go about getting your bread out here. So that just opened up the avenue for more people too. No different than when somebody win a case, you can use that type of case because it's none setting the precedent for if you have a similar case, how the ruling should go. So it's just a matter of us paying attention to these things. Again, being sensitive enough to be able to tap into your intuition, as well as how to use this so-called physical to bring forth what you believe. But if you gave up on belief, it's going to be hard for you to manifest what you need or want. But that belief is the belief in yourself, that you're relevant to this existence. If you pay attention to the many confirmations life give you, whether in the form of near-death experiences that show you like, nah, you are being covered. You can't even just really tap out like that until it's time. So it's just something to think about. That's something to think about. It's another way that I open doors. I just, provoke thought. And I would suggest you do the same. Believe it or not. Something else for y'all. It's a quick jewel. Like, care for the things that you watch, but intentionally make sure you watch things that are gonna improve you a lot, because you will absorb the said information, and going forward, you will express it. You feel me? You will express it. You will express that exact thing. So that's why I say be careful what you watch. But now that you know that, and if you know, serious about the changes in life that you want to make, the easiest way to make it happen is to watch those people that are doing that, the people that are living the life that you're seeking. So therefore, you will see the secrets. You'll see the secrets of how that life works, how that life goes. Man, I appreciate y'all riding with me for a little bit. Shit, we gonna come back and kick flavor in a little minute, cause we gotta go on this walk. Don't look like it's gonna just rain too fast, but yeah, we gotta hit this road. Love you as myself, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. Is we are one. Kinfolk. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table. We about to break it all down. Say we about to what? We just broke bread right now. Love you as myself, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. Is we are one.